Sup nerds, I'm Tom. Let's talk about Command Station, the newest expansion and storage solution for Space Base. Well, first things first, since this is a storage solution, and I do have the Shy Pluto expansion in here, I'm probably going to show you the contents. I'll give you a quick spoiler warning for Shy Pluto. If you don't want to see anything that comes in the Shy Pluto expansion, you probably shouldn't watch this because I'm probably going to give you a quick overview of what's inside here right now. But now, in order to do that in slightly different fashion, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera down and we'll take a quick look at what's inside the box real quick, and then we'll pop back up and you'll hear, what I think about it. All right, so let me pull this lid off here and show you what we got going on. So you do get a new rulebook with some extra clarifications. It also shows you how to do the advanced mode because there are some pre-deployed cards in here, and a way for when you play with 6 and 7 players, a way for you to kind of hit the ground running and play it a bit faster. Then I have the Shy Pluto and regular things here. Here's the bag for Shy Pluto with all the cards. Just threw that on there. We actually still have an extra pack of sleeves left over. And then you see all player boards, all 7 player boards there. And if y'all can see that, so what did I put where? So in here I have the dice from the base game and Shy Pluto, and then here's the extra cool special dice where every player gets a color. That's really cool. There's also here the ship tokens from Shy Pluto. Here are the little player pieces, and then the charge cubes in here. This well is kind of, narrow and deep. Then over here are the Shy Pluto cards for if I ever wanted to reset the campaign, I could do that again. And then over here I have level 3, level 1, and level 2. These are, of course I used all the sleeves, so those are really packed in there for level 3, 1, and 2. Not put in the best spaces, but that's just where I could fit them. And then here I have player decks. So what is this, 4 player decks and 3 player decks? These here are those, the point cards that you can use to try and win towards the end of the game. And then here are those pre-deployed cards, because what else am I going to put right here? What am I supposed to put here? Like, I wish this could have been one row of cards all facing this way. And then over here is where tokens and extra stuff go. Because I saw this well of these 2 small areas. Well, what 2 small things should I put here? I put a small stack here, a small stack here, here and here. And then this is definitely big enough for these cards. So if they do a Saga Expansion 2, I'll put more there. But it's just kind of funky. Like, everything has a space, technically, but it's not organized super duper well. And I had to kind of finagle my way around to find the best way for everything to fit in here and, make organizational sense. But, I don't know. Let's see, everything just kind of chucks back in there pretty easily. Throw the rules back in there. You know what? I'm done leaning over the table. Let's get back to my final thoughts. So what this box adds as an expansion is really not all that much. You get the extra 2 player boards, so you can play with 6 or 7 players, which is kind of a lot, but you do have that sort of advanced variant where you have the pre-deploy cards you could use. There's also where everybody starts with an income and 15 money. They draw 2 level 1s, 2 level 2s, and pay for whatever they can keep. So you do start, kind of hit the ground running, and I do like that. It definitely feels like you hit the ground running. You go a lot faster. You kind of cut out a couple of the first couple of turns where not a lot of stuff happens. I still really want to try where in the base game you could only ever do it with 2 players, but with this you could do it with 3, where you let's say if you have 3 players, you take 3 unused player colors and use all of those as upgrades, so everything is upgraded. And hey, at that point maybe you'll throw in some of those pre-deployed cards too, because why not? So maybe that sounds too wacky for you, but it and I haven't done it yet, so I don't know why I keep talking about it, but it definitely sounds like the advanced variant that I would definitely like to play. It sounds like fun. But you do get those dice in different player colors, and that's nice. That way that, everybody can roll on their turn, so you never know, oh wait, whose turn was it? Well, no, we rolled the green dice, so that was Greg's turn, or whatever. That's cool. And of course you get sleeves, which is really nice that they made sleeves specifically for these small cards. When I first saw Space Base, I was like, oh my god, those cards are so teeny tiny, you'll never get to sleeve them, which I guess is okay. But I'm really glad that they included them. It's nice. They're pretty good quality, but they're relatively inconsistent. Some are tighter, some are longer. There's probably a sex joke in there, but I'm too classy to make one right now. But my biggest complaint, well, all those other things are nice, right? I don't have any complaints about them. They're not lovely per se. I'm not, losing my mind over them, but they're fine. My biggest complaint is probably with the box itself. The size and the the shape and everything, you know? I don't know why, again, I don't know why they couldn't just have one row of a bunch of cards and then some spaces for the tokens and everything else. You know, I know that they're probably planning some more expansions. I know the Shy Pluto was, expansion, Saga Expansion 1, so they're probably having a 2, so I don't really know the method by which they plan for us to keep everything in here in that way. I don't know. I mean, I know that those boards do cause a big problem, right? It takes up a lot of space, a big chunk, but boom, right? But again, Mystic Veil Conclave and the Smash Up box and whatever, those all had nice rows for their cards, everything real organized and stuff. I mean, I know throwing those boards has caused a big wrench in it, but I still felt like they could have organized it a little bit better, because as you saw, I was just kind of chucking cards in places like, I guess these will go here, these will go there. Not a lot of organization and not that much room, I don't think, for anything else, at least to keep it still organized. Well, of course I could fit more stuff in there, but it wouldn't be super organized. So overall, I guess I'd really only recommend this for the completionists out there that feel like they need to have everything. This is, especially if you're a really big fan of Space Base, I guess you could enjoy it, because this is more of the pimp my game, so to speak, expansion, because you get the sleeves and the special dice, and if you've been dying to play it with 6 players or 7 players, well, then there you go. But it certainly isn't essential, and if they do end up coming out with a bigger commandier stationier, just like they did with the bigger geekier box, I would be a little bit upset, because it'd be like, come on, then why'd you do this? I mean, I think the Smasher excuse was that, well, we didn't know it was going to be still this popular after all this time, that we would need to make an even bigger box. And okay, but this one, like, they're definitely having another expansion, I would think, and it's pretty full right now, so all right. Well, anyways, guys, as always, I do have a purchase link to Command Station. I'll have the base game and Shy Pluto and whatever in the description box down below. Go ahead and get yourself a copy if any of what I was talking about in this video sounds interesting to you. And also, while you're down there, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you will never be bored. Sup, nerds? I'm Tom. Let's talk about Command Station for